The boy's name was Tommy, and he was 14 years old when the horse came. It was a hot day in July. The dust moved through the air like something alive. Tommy sat on the porch of his father's ranch, and there was no sound, no birds, no wind. Just the heat and the dust and the sound of his own breathing. His father had died 3 months before. Tommy still did not know how to say the word dead without his voice breaking. His mother kept the house clean and made food, but she did not talk much. His sister was gone to live with relatives in the city. Tommy was alone with his mother, and the empty fields and the work that never stopped. The ranch was in Colorado, far from any town. The nearest neighbor lived 12 miles away. Tommy had never been more lonely in his life. That day, Tommy was fixing the fence when he saw something move in the distance. It was too hot to be an animal. Everything was sleeping in the heat. But something was moving toward him through the white dust. Something big. Tommy put down his hammer and stood up. He could not see clearly because of the dust, but he could see a shape. It was a horse. A big horse. A brown horse with white marks on its face. The horse was walking slow. Very slow. As it got closer, Tommy could see that the horse was hurt. One of its legs was cut and bleeding. The horse's coat was wet with sweat and dust. The horse was thirsty. Tommy could see this in the way the horse moved, and in the way its mouth hung open. The horse saw Tommy and stopped walking. They looked at each other for a long time. Tommy did not move. The horse did not move. It was like they were both waiting for something. Like they were both asking a question without words. "It is okay," Tommy said in a quiet voice. "You are safe now." Tommy walked to the water trough near the house. He walked very slowly so he would not scare the horse. The horse watched him. Tommy filled a bucket with water and held it out. The horse did not come closer. The horse was scared of people. Tommy could see this. The horse had been hurt by people. This was clear in the way the horse's eyes looked like someone who did not believe in kindness anymore. Tommy put the bucket on the ground and walked back to the porch. He sat down and did not look at the horse. He looked at his shoes. He looked at the dust. He waited. After a long time, maybe 10 minutes, maybe longer, the horse came to drink. The horse drank the whole bucket. Then the horse ate the hay that Tommy put out. The horse did not come close to Tommy. The horse kept away. But the horse did not run. When the sun began to go down, Tommy's mother came outside. "There is a horse," she said. She was not asking a question. "Yes," Tommy said. "It came today. It is hurt. I gave it water." His mother looked at the horse for a long time. Her face did not show what she was thinking. Then she said, "We do not have food for a horse we cannot use. We do not have money for a horse." "I know," Tommy said. His mother went back inside. Tommy sat on the porch, and the horse stood in the yard. They did not look at each other, but they were together in the darkness. The next morning, Tommy's first thought was about the horse. He jumped out of bed and ran outside. The horse was still Thray. Tommy was happy. He did not know why he was happy, but his chest felt light. "I will call you River," Tommy said to the horse, "because you ran here like a river, from somewhere far away." The horse did not answer. The horse never answered. But Tommy talked to River every day. He told River about his father. He told River that his father was the best man in Colorado. He told River that his father could fix anything. He told River that his father knew how to make a horse happy. "But he is gone now," Tommy said, "and I do not know how to be the man he was. I do not know if I can work the ranch like he worked it. I do not know if I can take care of everything." The horse stood in the sun and listened. The horse's cut leg was getting better. The horse's coat was becoming shiny. The horse was not as thin. After 2 weeks, River ate from Tommy's hand. This was a big thing. The horse had not let any person touch it, and now it was eating grain from the boy's open hand. Tommy's mother watched from the window. She did not say anything, but Tommy saw her watching. One morning, Tommy's mother came outside with a rope and a brush. "The horse's leg is better," she said. "You should clean the horse. You should take care of it properly." Tommy took the rope and the brush. He was scared at first. He had never touched a horse before. His father had done all the horse work. Tommy had only watched. But River stood still. River did not run. The horse let Tommy brush its coat. The brown coat became beautiful. The white marks on River's face became bright and clean. "You are beautiful," Tommy said to the horse. "You were always beautiful. I just had to clean the dust away." Something happened that day. Something changed in Tommy's heart. It was small, but it was real. For the first time in 3 months, Tommy thought about something other than his sadness. He thought about the horse. He thought about what the horse needed. He thought about tomorrow and what he would do for River. That night, Tommy ate more food. His mother noticed this. She did not say anything, but Tommy saw her smile. The next day, Tommy began to ride River. The horse was strong and fast. The horse had come from somewhere wild. Tommy could feel this when he rode. The horse knew the land. The horse knew the wind. The horse knew how to run with joy. One afternoon, Tommy rode River across the fields. The sun was bright gold. The sky was so big it made Tommy feel small. But the smallness did not make him sad. The smallness made him feel like part of something large and true. When Tommy came back home, he understood something. The horse had needed him. But Tommy had needed the horse more. That night, his mother made Tommy's favorite food: chicken and potatoes and bread. They ate together and did not talk much, but the quiet was different now. The quiet was not lonely. It was peaceful. Tommy looked out the window at River standing in the yard. The horse was looking back at the house. The horse was looking for Tommy. "Tomorrow," Tommy whispered, "I will teach you something new. Something my father would teach you. Because you are my horse now, you are not lost anymore. You are home." Outside, River waited in the darkness. A horse with no name had finally found a place where it belonged. And a boy with a broken heart had finally found a reason to feel hope again.
3 months had passed. It was now October, and the mountains were changing color. Tommy and River had become something like one thing. The boy and the horse moved together like they had always known each other. Tommy would ride River across the fields in the morning. He would race down the valleys. He would stand on River's back, sometimes just to feel like he was flying. The horse never threw him. The horse never ran away. The ranch was different now, too. Tommy's mother smiled more. She had started to sell some of the corn and vegetables they grew. There was money again. But more than the money, there was life. The house felt less empty. Tommy had grown stronger. His hands were hard from work. His face was brown from the sun. He looked like his father now. His mother told him this, and Tommy did not make his voice break anymore when she said it. But October brought something new. The old man came on a Tuesday morning. His name was Mr. Harlow, and he owned the biggest ranch in 3 counties. He came with 2 men on horses. They rode fast, and the dust followed them like a tail. Tommy was cleaning the barn when he heard the horses. He came outside and saw them. Mr. Harlow was an old man with a wide face and hard eyes. He looked at everything like he was trying to count it. He looked at the house. He looked at the fields. He looked at River standing in the yard. "That is a good horse," Mr. Harlow said. He did not smile. "Yes," Tommy said. He did not know why he felt scared. "That horse looks like one I owned," Mr. Harlow said. "Years ago, a horse I lost. A horse that was stolen from me." Tommy's heart began to beat fast. "River came here," Tommy said. "I found him hurt. I took care of him." Mr. Harlow rode his horse closer to River. He looked at River's face. He looked at River's legs. He looked at the white marks on River's brown coat. "This is my horse," Mr. Harlow said. "His name is King. I've been looking for him for 2 years. He is worth $500. $500. That was more money than Tommy's family had ever seen. "No," Tommy said, but his voice was very small. "The boy stole my horse," Mr. Harlow said to his men. That is against the law. I did not steal him, Tommy said. He came to me. He was hurt. I saved his life. Mr. Harlow smiled, but it was not a kind smile. The horse is mine. The horse has my brand. The horse is valuable. You will give me the horse, or I will take him anyway. And I will tell the sheriff you stole him. Tommy looked at River. River looked back at him. The horse's eyes were warm and brown and full of something that felt like love. No, Tommy said. River is mine now. He chose me. Mr. Harlow's face became red. He was not used to people saying no to him. Give me the horse, boy, or your family will have big problems. Tommy's mother came outside. She heard everything. She came and stood next to Tommy. She put her hand on his shoulder. The horse belongs to my son, she said. Her voice was strong and clear. My husband would say the same thing. A man who saves a life owns that life. That is the law of this land. Mr. Harlow looked at Tommy's mother for a long time. Then he looked back at Tommy. I will come back in 1 week, Mr. Harlow said. You will give me the horse, or I will take him by force. You cannot stop me. You are just a boy and a woman. He turned his horse around and rode away. The 2 men followed him. The dust followed them. Tommy and his mother stood in the yard. River came to them. The horse put his head between them, like he was asking what would happen. We have to leave, Tommy's mother said. We have to go. Tonight. We can take the horse and go east. We can hide. We can start again. Tommy looked at the ranch. He looked at the house his father had built. He looked at the fields his father had worked. He looked at the fence he had been fixing when River came. No, Tommy said. I will not run. My father did not run. He stayed. He fought. Your father is gone, his mother said, and there was sadness in her voice. But he is still here, Tommy said. He is here in this land. He is here in me. He taught me that you do not run from bad people. You stand and you fight. That night, Tommy did not sleep. He sat with River and he thought about what he could do. He had no gun. He had no money. He had no men to fight with him. He only had a horse and his love for that horse. In the morning, Tommy made a plan. He rode River to the nearest town. The town was 10 miles away. It took 2 hours. Tommy was tired and scared, but River was strong. River carried him there. The sheriff's office was small. The sheriff was an old man named Jack. He knew Tommy's father. He knew the family. Tommy told him everything. He told him how River came hurt and hungry. He told him how he saved the horse. He told him about Mr. Harlow coming and saying the horse was his. Sheriff Jack listened. He did not interrupt. The law is clear, Sheriff Jack said when Tommy finished. An animal that is lost and found belongs to the one who saves it. If Mr. Harlow wants the horse, he has to prove you stole it. And for what you're telling me, you did not steal anything. You saved something. Will you help? Tommy asked. I will be there, Sheriff Jack said. When Mr. Harlow comes, I will be there. Tommy rode River back home. His heart felt lighter. The next 6 days passed very slowly. Tommy worked harder than ever. He fixed the fence completely. He cleaned the barn. He made the ranch look strong and beautiful. He wanted Mr. Harlow to see a boy who was not weak, a boy who loved his land. On the 7th day, Mr. Harlow came again with his 2 men. But this time, Sheriff Jack was waiting. He stood on the porch with Tommy and his mother. The horse stays, Sheriff Jack said. The boy is the owner. That is the law. Mr. Harlow's face became very red. He looked at Sheriff Jack. He looked at Tommy. He looked at River. For a moment, Tommy thought Mr. Harlow would fight. But then something changed in the old man's eyes. Maybe he saw the boy's courage. Maybe he understood that some things cannot be taken with force. Keep the horse, Mr. Harlow said, and he rode away. Tommy's mother held him. Sheriff Jack smiled and rode back to town. That evening, Tommy sat with River and he cried. He cried because he was happy. He cried because he was not alone. He cried because a hurt horse had come to him, and that horse had given him the strength to become a man. River put his head on Tommy's shoulder, like he was crying too. Thank you, Tommy whispered. Thank you for coming to me. Thank you for staying. The sun went down. The stars came out. A boy and a horse stood together in the Colorado dust, and they were home. They were safe. They were never going to be alone again. And in that moment, Tommy understood something his father had always known. The strongest things in this world are not made of muscle or money. They're made of love. They're made of loyalty. They're made of never giving up, no matter how hard the fight. It was now January. The snow had come to the mountains. The land was white and quiet and very beautiful. Tommy was 17 years old now. For years had passed since River came to him. Tommy was no longer a boy in many ways. He was tall like his father had been. He was strong from the work. His hands were hard. His face was weathered from the sun and wind. But his heart was still kind. This was something River had taught him. Tommy and River had a life together now. They worked the ranch. They helped other ranchers. Tommy would ride River to town, sometimes to trade goods. Everyone in town knew the boy and the horse. They knew their story. They knew that Tommy's love for River was real and true. One morning in January, a man came to the ranch on a horse that was tired and covered in snow. It was Dr. Morris from the town. His face was worried and old. "A child is lost," the doctor said. "A girl named Sarah. She's only 6 years old. She left her house yesterday afternoon to find her cat. She has not come home. The whole town is looking for her, but the snow is deep and the night was very cold." Tommy's mother brought warm food for the doctor. Tommy stood at the window and looked at the snowy mountains. He thought about a little girl alone in the cold. He thought about how scared she must be. "The mountains are dangerous," Dr. Morris said. "The girl is small. She will not last another night in the cold. She will freeze. We need to find her today." "I will help," Tommy said. His mother looked at him. "The mountains are not safe. You are needed here. A child's life is more important," Tommy said. "River, and I will find her." Without waiting for more words, Tommy ran to get River. He put a rope and blankets on the horse. He put food in a bag. He put on his warmest coat. River seemed to understand something was wrong. The horse was nervous and excited. The horse moved fast, ready for something. Tommy rode River into the mountains. The snow was deep, very deep. River had to work hard to move through it. The mountains were white. The sky was white. Everything was white and cold and empty. Tommy called the girl's name. "Sarah, Sarah," but there was no answer. Only the sound of wind and snow. For 2 hours, Tommy rode and called. His voice became hoarse. His face became numb from the cold. He began to think the girl was gone. He began to think they would not find her alive. Then River stopped. The horse would not move forward. Tommy pulled the rope, but River would not go. Instead, River turned to the right, away from the path they had been following. "Come on, River," Tommy said. But River was stubborn. The horse started to walk in a different direction. Tommy let the horse lead. He trusted River. He had always trusted River. They walked deeper into the mountains, into places where no path was. The snow was deeper here, but River moved with purpose. The horse seemed to know something. Then Tommy saw it. There was a small cave in the side of the mountain. It was dark and hidden, and in the cave, sitting against the cold stone, was a small girl. She was not moving. Tommy jumped off River and ran to the cave. The girl's eyes were closed. Her skin was very white. She was not wearing a coat. "Sarah," Tommy said. "Sarah, wake up." The girl's eyes opened very slowly. "I am cold," the girl whispered. "I cannot feel my feet." Tommy wrapped the blankets around her. He held her and made her warm with his own heat. He gave her warm food from his bag. He made her drink hot water from a bottle. "How did you find me?" Sarah asked. "River found you," Tommy said. "My horse knew." After Sarah could move a little, Tommy picked her up and put her on River's back. He got on behind her and held her close. "River will take us home," Tommy said. The horse seemed to understand everything. River walked carefully through the deep snow. River did not rush. River moved like he was carrying the most precious thing in the world. It took 3 hours to come down from the mountains. When they reached the town, people ran out of their houses. They had been waiting and praying and searching. Sarah's mother came and cried. She held her daughter and thanked Tommy over and over. She thanked River. She could not stop thanking them. The whole town came out. They saw the boy and the horse who had saved the child. The mayor shook Tommy's hand. "You are a hero," the mayor said, "and your horse is a hero." But Tommy just looked at River and smiled. "I did not save anyone," Tommy said. "River saved her. I only held on." That night, the town had a celebration. They made a big fire. They made special food. They sang songs. They told the story of how River found the lost child. Tommy sat by the fire and held River's rope. The horse stood next to him, quiet and strong. A woman named Mrs. Ellen came and sat next to Tommy. She was old and kind. She had known Tommy's father. "Your father would be so proud of you," Mrs. Ellen said. "He was a brave man. You're a brave man too, and you have a horse like no other horse. Some horses are strong. Some horses are fast. But this horse has a heart that is true. This horse loves you so much that it knows what you need before you know it yourself." Tommy looked at River. The horse looked back at him. "River saved that girl because River is brave," Tommy said. "But River is brave because River trusts me. We make each other brave." Mrs. Ellen smiled. "That is the most beautiful thing I have ever heard," she said. The fire burned bright. The snow fell soft around them. The whole town was warm and safe because of a boy and a horse. But Tommy knew something deeper than what the town knew. He knew that River had become more than a horse to him. River was his brother. River was his family. River was the reason he had learned to live again after his father died. Every time River did something brave, it was because River felt Tommy's love. Every time Tommy was brave, it was because River believed in him. They were not separate creatures anymore. They were one thing. They were two hearts that beat together. Later, when Tommy rode home through the snowy night, he whispered to River, "Thank you for finding her. Thank you for saving her. Thank you for being you. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. You are the reason I am alive." River walked home slow and steady. The horse did not need words. The horse already knew everything Tommy was feeling. And in the Colorado night, under the stars and the snow, a boy and a horse rode home together. And they were never, ever alone. 5 years had passed since Tommy saved Sarah in the mountains. Tommy was now 22 years old. He was no longer a boy at all. He was a man. He had a beard on his face. His hands were big and strong. His back was wide from work. He looked exactly like his father now. His mother told him this often, and now Tommy did not look away from the sadness. He looked at the sadness and held it like a friend. River was older too. The horse was 12 years old now. In horse years, River was old, but River was still strong. River could still run fast and far. But Tommy noticed that River was tired sometimes. Tommy noticed that River did not jump as high. Tommy noticed that River's coat was getting white hairs mixed with the brown. Tommy had become the best rancher in the valley. Other ranchers asked him for advice. The town asked him to help with problems. He was respected. He was trusted. But he was still the same Tommy inside, the boy who loved one horse more than anything else in the world. On a day in August, the fire came. It started far away in the dry grass on the eastern hills. Someone said it came from a lightning strike. The wind pushed it closer and closer to the farms and ranches. The sky turned orange and red. The smoke was so thick that the sun became a red ball that you could look at directly. Tommy's mother came running. "We have to leave," she said. "The fire is coming toward us." Tommy looked at the sky. He looked at River standing in the yard. He looked at the house and the barn and the fields that were his home. "Pack what you can," Tommy said. "I will bring the horse, and we will go." But when Tommy ran to get River, the horse would not move. River was scared. The smell of fire was making River crazy with fear. Tommy pulled the rope, but River would not come. The horse was panicked. "Come, River," Tommy said. "We have to go now." But River reared up and pulled away. The rope broke in Tommy's hands. River ran into the barn. Tommy's mother came outside. "Leave the horse," she said. "Save yourself. The fire is coming." "We do not have time." But Tommy would not leave River. He could not leave River. After all these years, after everything they had been through together, Tommy could not just leave his horse to die in fire. "Go," Tommy told his mother. "Take the wagon and go to town. I will catch River and follow." "You will die," his mother said. "Maybe," Tommy said, "but I cannot leave him." His mother's eyes filled with tears, but she knew she could not change Tommy's mind. She got in the wagon and drove away toward the town. Tommy watched her go. Then he ran into the barn after River. The smoke was thick inside the barn. Tommy could barely see. He could barely breathe. His eyes burned. His lungs burned. "River," Tommy called. "River, where are you?" The fire was coming closer. Tommy could hear it. It sounded like an animal roaring. The heat was becoming painful on his skin. Then he saw River in the back corner of the barn. The horse was against the wall, trapped in fear. River's eyes were wild and crazy. Tommy ran to the horse. He grabbed River's face and looked into the horse's eyes. "Listen to me," Tommy said. Even though he was scared and the smoke was choking him, he spoke calm. "I know you were scared. I know you were afraid. But you have to trust me. One more time. Trust me like you have always trusted me." River shook his head back and forth. The horse was too scared to understand. Tommy thought about all the times River had trusted him. All the times River had followed him into danger. All the times River had saved him. Now it was Tommy's turn to save River. Tommy took off his shirt and wrapped it around River's eyes like a blind. If River could not see the fire, maybe the horse would stop being so scared. "It is okay," Tommy whispered. "I am here. I'm right here. You are safe." The fire was very close now. The barn was starting to burn. The wooden walls were burning. The roof was burning. The heat was becoming unbearable. Tommy pulled River toward the front of the barn, but the front door was blocked by burning wood. Tommy looked around. The back wall was still not completely on fire. There was still a way out. Tommy pulled River hard. "Come, River. Come." For a moment, the horse would not move. The fear was too big. Then something changed. Maybe River heard something in Tommy's voice. Maybe River felt Tommy's desperation. Maybe River finally remembered that this boy, this man now, had never let him down. River moved. The horse ran forward, still blind, still scared, but running anyway. Running because he trusted Tommy more than he trusted his own fear. They burst through the back wall just as the barn fell. The wooden beams crashed behind them. The fire roared. But they were out. They were alive. Tommy and River ran from the farm. The man and the horse ran together through the smoke and heat. Tommy was choking. River was choking. But they ran until the fire was behind them. When they reached the town, Tommy fell to his knees. He could not breathe. His skin was burned red. His hands were burned black. But he was holding River's rope. And River was alive. The doctor came and took care of Tommy. He wrapped Tommy's hands. He gave him water. He told him he would be okay. "The horse," Tommy asked, "is River okay?" "The horse is fine," the doctor said. "The horse is with your mother. The horse will not leave her. The horse keeps waiting for you." Tommy's mother came and held him. She was crying and laughing at the same time. "You are crazy," she said. "You almost died for a horse." "Not for a horse," Tommy said. His voice was very quiet. "For River. For the only thing that ever loved me the way my father loved me." That night, Tommy walked to where River was staying. The horse was in a pen in the town square. When River saw Tommy, the horse ran to him. River put his nose against Tommy's burned hands. The horse was gentle, like he understood that Tommy was hurt. Tommy put his head against River's neck. "Thank you," Tommy said. "Thank you for running. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for being alive." River did not answer with words, but the horse stood there, quiet and strong, and Tommy felt the answer in the warmth of the horse's body and the beating of the horse's heart. By morning, the fire was gone. The farm was burned. The house was gone. The barn was gone. But Tommy still had River, and River still had Tommy. That was all that mattered. That night, Tommy understood something true. Some things in life are more valuable than houses. Some things are more important than money. The only thing that really matters is love. The only thing that lasts forever is loyalty. And he had both of those things standing next to him in the dark. River and Tommy. Tommy and River. Forever. 20 years had passed. Tommy was now 42 years old. His hair was turning gray at the sides. His face was lined from sun and wind and smiling. He was still strong, but his body moved a little slower now. The burns on his hands had left white scars. Those scars never went away. Those scars told the story of the fire. River was 32 years old. In horse years, that was very old. River was not fast anymore. River could not jump. River's coat was mostly white now, with just some brown showing through like memories. River walked slow. Tommy could see that his horse felt pain sometimes in the back legs. Tommy could see that River was tired, but River was still alive, and Tommy and River were still together. The ranch was beautiful again. After the fire, people from the town came and helped Tommy rebuild. They built a new house. They built a new barn. They brought wood and nails and worked for free because they loved Tommy. Because they had heard the story of how Tommy ran into a burning barn to save his horse. The story had grown bigger and bigger over the years. People told it differently. Some said Tommy was on fire when he came out. Some said River jumped through a wall of flame. Some said River could talk and told Tommy which way to run. Some said that Tommy and River saved each other at the exact same moment. The real story was simpler and more beautiful. A boy who loved a horse more than himself, and a horse who loved a boy more than fear. On a cold day in December, Tommy sat on the porch with River standing beside him. They looked at the valley. They looked at the mountains. They looked at the sky turning pink with sunset. A young man came riding up on a horse. His name was James. He was 14 years old. He came from the town. "Mr. Tommy," James said, "my father sent me. He wants to know if you will sell River. He will give you money. A lot of money." Tommy did not answer. He looked at River. River looked at Tommy. "No," Tommy said. "But my father says you are old," James said. "River is old. Maybe it is time to let go." Tommy smiled. It was a sad smile, but a true smile. "When you love something," Tommy said, "you do not let go. You hold tighter. You stay with it until the end." James rode away. Tommy and River were alone again. That night, River could not stand up. The old horse's legs would not work. Tommy brought blankets and put them on the ground. He lay down next to River and put his arm around the horse's neck. "I know you are tired," Tommy whispered. "I know you hurt, but I am here, just like always. I am right here." River's breathing was slow. The horse's eyes were closing. "Thank you," Tommy said. "Thank you for coming to me that day when I was broken and alone. Thank you for letting me save you. Thank you for saving me back. Thank you for being my heart." Tommy stayed with River all night. He did not sleep. He held his horse and he cried. He cried because he was happy that River had lived a long life. He cried because he was sad that this life was ending. By morning, River was gone. The horse died with Tommy's arm around him. River died, knowing he was loved. River died, knowing that Tommy would never leave. River died the way he had lived, with Tommy beside him. Tommy sat in the snow for a long time. He did not move. He just held River, and he cried all the tears he had been saving for 20 years. When the sun came up, the whole town knew. They did not know how they knew, but they did. People came to the ranch. They came to say goodbye to River. They came to cry with Tommy. The mayor came. The doctor came. Mrs. Ellen came, very old now, but still alive. Sarah came, the girl Tommy had found in the snow when she was 6. She was grown now. She was 26 years old. "I am alive because of River," Sarah said. "River found me when I was lost. I will never forget. They buried River on the highest hill of the ranch. They dug a deep hole and they put River there. Tommy put River's favorite blanket in the grave. He put dried apples, River's favorite food. He put his own hat on River's head. Then they covered the hole with dirt. And on top they put a big stone. On the stone they carved words. River, a horse who loved with a true heart. He saved a boy, the boy saved him back. Loyalty never dies." After that day, Tommy was never the same. He did not ride a horse anymore. He did not want another horse. He could not want another horse because no other horse could be River. But Tommy did something important. He started to write the story. He wrote down everything. How River came on that dusty day. How they learned to trust each other. How they saved each other again and again. How they lived and loved and fought and won. He filled a whole book with the story. He drew pictures of River. He drew pictures of the fire. He drew pictures of the mountains and the snow. When Tommy was old and his hair was all white, he gave the book to Sarah's children. Sarah had children now. She had a family. She had a life because River found her in the snow. This is the true story, Tommy told them. This is not a story about a magic horse. This is a story about love. Real love. The kind of love that is stronger than fear. Stronger than fire. Stronger than death. The children read the book. They told the story to their children. And those children told it to their children. For 100 years, people told the story of Tommy and River. In the town, people called the highest hill River's Hill. On that hill, under that stone, a horse and a boy's memory lived forever. And it was true what the story said. Loyalty never dies. Love never dies. When you love something with your whole heart, that love lives forever. It lives in stories. It lives in hearts. It lives in the way people treat each other and animals. Tommy lived until he was 85 years old. When he died, They buried him next to River. On the stone, they added more words. Tommy, a boy who learned to love, he found his broken heart in a horse. Together, they became whole. Together, they became legend. On quiet evenings, people would ride to River's Hill. They would sit there and think about Tommy and River. They would remember that these two lives proved something important. They proved that love is real. They proved that loyalty matters. They proved that one boy and one horse can change the world. They proved that the smallest things, a handful of grain, a quiet hand on a neck, a day of patience, can create something that lasts forever. The valley below River's Hill stayed beautiful. The ranch stayed standing. The story never died. And somewhere in the Colorado mountains, in the wind and the stars and the snow, two souls moved together. A boy and a horse, still dancing, still loyal, still loving each other the way they had loved each other when Tommy was 14 and River came running through the dust. Their story was not just a story. It was a truth. It was proof that love is the only thing that matters. It was proof that loyalty never dies. It was proof that when you love something with everything you have, you become something greater than yourself. And that is the greatest legend of all. The end.